What happens to a man who helps make a revolution but refuses to betray its soul? What happens to a visionary who dreams of global liberation only to be hunted, exiled, and finally assassinated? This is not just the story of a man. This is the story of betrayal, ideology, and war without borders. This is the legend of Leon Trotsky, the revolutionary who defied Stalin, shaped Marxism, and died for a truth he refused to abandon. He was born Lev Davidovich Bronstein in 1879 in the windswept plains of Ukraine. A child of Jewish farmers, he would grow up to become one of the most feared and admired revolutionaries the world has ever known. By his 20s, he was already imprisoned for political dissent, but exile did not silence him. It only sharpened his fire. In 1902, he escaped Siberia using a forged passport with a new name, Leon Trotsky. That name would one day echo in whispers across continents. Trotsky wasn't just a theorist, he was an orator of volcanic power, a strategist of almost supernatural clarity. When the Russian Revolution of 1917 erupted, Trotsky didn't just ride the wave, he helped engineer it. He became chairman of the Petrograd Soviet and then the People's Commissar for Foreign Affairs, negotiating Russia's exit from World War I. But it was as the founder of the Red Army that Trotsky earned his legend. In the chaos of civil war, he built an army of millions, leading it to defend the fragile revolution against monarchists, foreign invaders, and internal dissenters. He traveled from front to front in an armored train, rallying troops with words like thunder. He helped the Bolsheviks survive, but survival came at a cost. When Vladimir Lenin died in 1924, the power struggle began. Trotsky, intellectual, fiery, internationalist, stood in stark contrast to Joseph Stalin, who was secretive, calculating, and brutal. Trotsky warned that Stalin was turning socialism into a dictatorship, that the revolution was becoming a prison. He called for permanent revolution, a global uprising of workers, not a single isolated state. Stalin, by contrast, promoted socialism in one country, a doctrine that served not the people, but the party. The rivalry was not just political, it was existential. Trotsky lost. He was expelled from the Communist Party, then exiled from the Soviet Union altogether, but Trotsky didn't vanish. He became the symbol of resistance against Stalinism, the voice of the anti-totalitarian left. In exile, in Turkey, France, Norway, and finally Mexico, Trotsky never stopped writing, never stopped thinking. His biography of Stalin exposed the man behind the regime. His history of the Russian Revolution remains one of the most powerful chronicles of political transformation ever written. He founded the Fourth International, calling on true Marxists around the world to unite beyond the iron grip of the USSR. And most importantly, he never gave up on the idea that socialism must be democratic, or it is not socialism at all. In the West, especially among intellectuals and leftist circles, Trotsky became a hero of the anti-Stalinist left, a man who upheld socialism's ideals even as its institutions betrayed them. Stalin never forgot him, and in 1940, the long arm of the dictator reached even into the peaceful sanctuary of Coyoacan, Mexico. A Soviet agent named Ramon Mercader, posing as a friend, entered Trotsky's home and drove an ice axe into his skull. Trotsky died a day later, fighting to the end. His last words, "I am confident in the final victory of the Fourth International. Go forward." Leon Trotsky's life reads like a Greek tragedy, visionary brilliance betrayed by the system he helped build, yet his legacy endures. He is remembered not just as a revolutionary, but as a moral compass within a movement that lost its way. He showed us that socialism without freedom becomes tyranny, that revolutions without ethics become empires, that the pen can challenge the sword, even when it bleeds. Today, in a world once again wrestling with inequality, Authoritarianism and injustice. The voice of Trotsky rises like an echo across time. He didn't just die fighting Stalin. He lived fighting silence. He was a man of thought, a man of war, a man of defiance. This was Leon Trotsky, the exile who shook an empire, the revolutionary who dared to speak truth even when it killed him. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Chronicles of Legends, where ideas live forever.